guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ninja and today we're gonna be working on my debut Romantasy together. I love filming these writing vlogs for you guys and I also love reading your own writing stories down in the comments. It's so fun and I feel like we're in this together. So as always, I forgot to explain to you what my book is about again. So let me catch you up real quick. I'm currently writing an adult witchy romantasy titled Bewitched. This is the mood board for vibes and locations, and then this is the mood board for all the fashion in this world. The fashion, especially the jewelry, plays a huge part in the magic system. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Let me talk to you a little bit about my writing. It's been one day or so since I filmed my last writing vlog and I really am pushing to finish this project. If not this month, then early February. It is just a goal, so if it doesn't happen, it's okay. There really is no one chasing me down to finish this. This is just my own personal goals and stuff. So I really am trying to give more time to my writing. My reading has been kind of suffering because of that, which sucks because I feel like I can't devote as much time as I used to into my reading. And I'm in a book right now where I just want to keep reading like 24/7, but I can't do that because I want to divide some of my time to write. We're currently at 73,000 words right now. I have two problems that I want to sort out in this video. One is that there is a chapter that I wrote as like an insert chapter. I kind of have all of my chapters planned out right now. I have 42 chapters in total, but I read it through and I feel like the middle section of my book is too short. I feel like there's some parts that are missing, and so I've been writing these like extra scenes I don't know where to place in like a different document. I called my document like scene space, and then I'm just drafting out random scenes I think would be cool to have, but I don't know where to place it yet. Right now there's one scene in there that I really like, but I don't know where to put it, and I'm still confused. I still don't know where to put it, and it's not filler in any way. It's just that now that I've written so much of my book, I understand the world so much better, and I think that these scenes are necessary for character development. So that's what I'm gonna be working on in this video. Another thing is that I have two main characters, so my MMC and my FMC. In my opinion, I have not fleshed out the FMC as much as I would like her to be. She needs so much more work than what I have on paper right now, and I think my perception of her at the beginning of the book is so different to how I'm writing her now, and that was on purpose because I want her to have this character arc, but I think that the character arc is too big and now she seems kind of like a totally different person. And you would think that because I'm a girl, writing my FMC would be easy, but it's really not. Like, I am struggling really hard right now. There's something wrong with that sentence. I just don't know what. Should I just highlight it and move on? This chapter is so hard. I don't want to do it. I want to do a fun chapter. I don't want to leave it because I'm scared I'm gonna forget about it and then I'll never finish it, you know. Okay, I'm just basically revising. I wrote this last night, so I just kind of wanted to go through it because I know it was bad. This is an important chapter. It's just hard to write because it's a lot of like mental stuff. I need to be able to drive what happened and then turn it into a change in her character. I don't really know how to describe it. Okay guys, I'm gonna give you an update on how my book is going, so let's talk about it. I put myself in a really bad position a few days ago, which put me in a writing slump for 2 days. There was one day where I was on a complete spree and I ended up writing 1,700 words that day, which is very high for me. Turns out I'm scrapping that entire thing. That scene just is so out of character for everyone. I don't know, maybe I was blurred and I just wanted to write and then I did, and it's so bad. I'm actually going to delete that entire thing and I'm gonna rewrite it. My main issue right now is that I don't think my male main character is desperate enough. I want him to be yearning so bad he's like crawling. I mean, the thing is, there is a lot of desperation in his perspective, but I don't think it's shown enough when we're in the perspective of our girl main character. So I need to make it more obvious that he's desperate because we don't want no nonchalant guy. I mean, personally, I wouldn't want a nonchalant guy. Like, he better be fucking obsessive, you know? Another thing, which is a bigger issue than what I just brought up, is that I feel like I don't know my girl main character as well as I thought I did, because now that I'm writing some like high tension scenes, I'm like having to heavily think about how she is supposed to react when that should come naturally to me. I'm thinking maybe I don't know her as well as I thought I did. My main girl character very much has like older sibling syndrome. I'm not gonna go too deep into it. There is a lot. Surprisingly, this book explores a lot of sibling relationships, which is really weird because I'm an only child. It's really strange that I'm writing a lot about siblings when I don't have siblings of my own. Also, I got a lot of questions on my latest video and I said I was gonna answer all of them in my next writing video, so let's answer them. Could you give me some tips on how to get motivated on how to write, because most of the time I just bed rot? And which one do you recommend more with writing character traits and bios, digital or notebooks? Okay, so I'm also a victim of bed rotting. 100% I bed rot. Sometimes I like set myself up to write and then I end up scrolling on TikTok instead. You know, like it happens. Anyways, these are my methods on how to motivate yourself, but I do think that you should also listen to your body. So if your body or your brain is telling you like, hey, I need to take a break, you should definitely just give yourself a day off, watch a TV show, read a book. But if you find yourself having no motivation, one, I'd recommend watching author interviews. I think I heard this from the wizard Liz, but she said whatever you see other people being able to do, you can also do. Them doing it proves that it is possible for you. So I feel like watching author interviews are really helpful and they're so motivating. Also, I just love watching artists talk about their own work process, not just writing, but also in film, painting. Also, whenever I'm in a slump, I find that I love talking it out with myself. Either I would turn on the camera and talk to you guys, or I will record everything on a voice memo, which I love, like this. Like yesterday, I threw myself in such a huge slump. Anyways, like I threw myself in such a huge slump because I was writing things that didn't have to be written, and it was just so basically, I just like talk myself through my problems until I find a solution. I swear by this technique. I've been doing it since I started writing this book, and this has helped me out tremendously. And then which one do you recommend more, writing character traits and bios on digitals or notebooks? So I did everything on paper at first. When I realized that I like the story and I want to take my book more seriously, I transferred everything over digitally. On paper, I like having like a very vague idea and I just kind of let my thoughts flow, and it's a way for me to process all my thoughts. But when I write it down on my computer, it is solidified, you know? But if you're knees deep into your project and you already know your characters pretty well, I'd recommend writing it down digitally so you don't lose it. I assume that you're typing your book, so I recommend having all of the plans in one folder in one place and you can always reference it back. I'm gonna answer one more and then we're gonna write. I'm an unpublished author and I'm writing my debut novel. Can you tell me the ways to publish and how the process occurs and all? I'm also unpublished. This is my debut manuscript that I will ever finish fully. I am planning to attempt traditional publishing. There's a lot of reasons why I want to traditionally publish rather than self-publish, but both are on my mind. I think I will attempt to traditionally publish first, and if that doesn't go well, then I guess I will self-publish. So yeah, I'm still very wishy-washy on how I want to do the whole publishing procedures, but I am planning to query my novel this year. And truly, like, what can be worse than college applications? I feel like I can handle rejection, question mark. It is a little bit harder because if they are rejecting my book, they're rejecting my brain. I understand why this is a hard process for a lot of people. I do feel like I have pretty thick skin to go through the querying process, so we're gonna hope and try for the best. Anyways, I want to continue fixing the scene that I broke and we're gonna see how it goes. I recently got a part-time job as an English teacher at this academy, and this is my second day. I was running so low on sleep, but I did get through the day. When I was a student, I always wanted to write on the whiteboard, so now I get a chance to. I am a college student studying fashion marketing, so during my break time, I was working on my school projects.
I crave you in the morning, I need you more.
I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while, so we're gonna talk for a little bit. If you saw in my last clip, I actually started a new job. It is part-time, so I only go in on weekends, and I basically just teach kids English. There are two main reasons why I picked up that job. So if you didn't know, I've only ever been self-employed my whole life. So I've been doing YouTube, and I am running my own business. If you want to go check out my small business, you can. You can find us on Instagram or on our website. Everything is just morning after bikinis. We sell bikinis, loungewear. I'm thinking of releasing a little candle case line, so comment down below if that is interesting to you and maybe we can work on it together. And I'm also planning a launch this summer, so all of my jobs have been self-employed. So I wanted some real job experience outside of my own activities, which is why I took up that job. My second reason is because every time I send out either a query letter to an agent or I submit my resume to anything writing related, I want to have anything to do with this field of work. So like writing, reading, literature on my resume. Obviously, when you query a book, you don't really need to have credentials, but I am thinking of getting a master's after graduation, and I'm heavily deciding either between econ or some sort of major regarding writing, literature. So it is nice to have this job on my resume and also to put it on my author bio query. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about my writing experience and how that has honestly changed so much. I've always been writing my entire life. It might not be in the same medium, but I've always been writing. I have so many scrapped book ideas stored in my Google Drive, and those will never see the light of day because they suck. But now that I'm taking writing so much more seriously, I've realized now that writing requires so much discipline, and it is not all fun and games like I used to think it was. I think back then I would just allocate some of my free time to write whenever I was free. I'd be like, okay, this is a little time I'm setting aside for myself to escape reality and jump into a different world. But now that I'm taking it more seriously, obviously this is not a job yet, like I'm not getting paid to write yet, unfortunately, but I'm setting goals for myself and planning my writing schedule in a way where I know that if I were to make a living out of this one day, it is possible for me. Obviously, this is something that I very much enjoy and would love to do for the rest of my life. So it isn't something that I have to bend over backwards to do or complete. Let me talk about my book a little bit. Also, everyone commenting that they're excited to read my book or they're excited for my journey, thank you so much. Like, it truly means the world to me. This journey of writing a book is so terrifying to post online because it comes with so many chances to fail. Truthfully, if I were to fail, I would like to fail alone and not on stage. So it truly has been a huge step for me to be posting this online, but everyone has been so much more than supportive, and I'm so appreciative of that. Thank you so much for supporting this writing series on this channel. It truly means the world to me that someone would want to watch me talk about my writing. And anyways, okay, so right now I'm at 78, almost 79,000 words. I'll just round it up, 79,000 words. I actually already hit 80K the other day, and then remember that day where I wrote 1,700 words? Yeah, so I ended up scrapping the majority of that, and I literally left nothing. I think I left one sentence out of that whole 1,700 words, which is why my progress is a little stagnant. It actually hurt a little bit because I reached a milestone and then I had to go backwards, but it was for the better of the book. I will say that I did change some parts of the ending. I changed one huge plot point, but it fixed another plot point. So I think it's very much worth it. It also adds depth to one of my characters. I'm so excited to write that part because it comes with a little bit of betrayal, and I love a good betrayal in a fantasy book. There's also someone I want to kill off. It actually hurts me a little bit to kill this character off because I've recently fell in love with the character, and now that I'm in love with them, I feel like I have to kill them off. I need a little bit of hurt in my book. So right now I'm currently working on fixing my ending, fixing all of the holes in it, and trying to make it even more dramatic than it was before. It is kind of like revising my ending. Everyone has different versions of what they would call a first draft. Actually, I'm gonna answer a question from the last video. I think there were 2 or 3 more that I am not gonna get to in this video, but I will make a Q&A video where I talk all about my writing stuff. The rest of the questions that I didn't answer will be answered in the Q&A video. If you have any questions that you want to ask me about my writing process in general, you can leave them in the comments below and I will get to them in my writing Q&A. This is the question that I wanted to answer in this video, but once again, all the questions that I don't answer, I will be answering in my next video. What does a first draft look like? I don't think there is a strict rule on what a first draft should look like. It looks different for every single writer. With my first draft personally, I have been going back and revising and editing, making chapters like as good as I possibly want it to be. That probably isn't the smartest way to do it. That's just how I personally do it. The thing is, if you make your first draft as good as possible, you will not have as many drafts because you're doing a lot of your revisions in the first draft as well. That's kind of how I've been doing it. I know a lot of people just write their first draft beginning to end. Even if they have middle sections left out or like fight scenes left out, they'll just say insert fight scene. As long as the story is in coherent order and it makes sense to the writer, that's kind of what a lot of people call their first draft. I'm a little bit more of like trying to make it as good as possible, revising it, editing it. This does take more time and it will make your drafting process a lot longer because you're doing a lot of your revision at the same time. This is why I don't 100% recommend this method, and I honestly would recommend writing a messy first draft and then going in and then fixing it. Unfortunately, my brain cannot handle that. If I know that a scene isn't as good as I want it to be, I will go back and fix it. Even if it's not that same day, one day I will go back and fix it. Yeah, I do want my first draft to be as clean as possible. That's a personal thing. There are no rules to writing or to drafting, and you can honestly do whatever you want. Whatever you deem is a first draft is a first draft. You know what I mean? It's something so attuned to every writer that I just can't give you a straightforward answer, but I hope this did help you out a little bit. Anyways, guys, this will be the end of this video. If you have any questions for me or you want to be featured in the writing Q&A, comment down below any questions that you have for me. It could be writing related or it could be questions about myself if there's anything you want to know about me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Your support on these videos mean the world to me, and I cannot wait to finish out this journey with you. I'm so excited to finish this first draft together. We are so close. I can see the finish line and I'm just working my way to get there. I will see you guys in my next video, which is hopefully next week. Bye!